So this episode, I felt like there was a lot of world building involved. So in the middle of the episode, we get introduced to these 10 gods that, as the legend goes, that these 10 gods pretty much came together. They created the earth, and each of them had their own region, which they cultivated. They pretty much influenced that part of the world to their ways, or how they think. And we also get introduced to the god of chaos and war. And the legend goes that the god of war, he got power hungry and very greedy, that he decided to challenge the gods, which obviously didn't end well because he lost. And his parts were sealed across the world, but sadly the parts that were sealed couldn't be contained long enough, so those parts created the monsters that we see today and the things. So they created the goblins, orcs, and the monsters that we see in the show. And meanwhile, the goddess of chaos created this dungeon. And we also get introduced to these two very high-ranking adventurers. I don't know if they might be relevant in the future, but for now, it was just mentioned that there's these two, high-ranking adventurers that sadly they were sent out on an investigation, and they're just sent out on an investigation to, I think, investigate where the missing parts of the god of war is, to ultimately, kill it once and for all, I think. But towards the end, as Fran is with the other adventurers, as they're trying their hardest to get through this goblin stampede in the cave, into the dungeon, we cut in the dungeon and we see, the goblin that originally summoned this high tier monster, and we see that he's capable of communication, so probably something happened to him. And we also see that he's been mutated. I'm guessing that's part of the summoning he had to do. But anyway, he is talking to this shadowy monster figure and says, pretty much he says, or he admits, that he's the one that, thought of this whole plan to ambush the humans before they have a chance of discussing a strategy on how to combat these goblins. But back to the shadowy figure, I feel like that figure was the monster that he was summoning, that we saw, I believe it was 2 episodes ago. And I believe that this monster is capable of rivaling the other goddesses. But overall, it was pretty much a lot of world building, I feel like, in this episode, and it was very interesting to hear, the lore of this story and everything. But please leave a like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts, and thank you, and let's see you next time. Bye.